job interview. This is your opportunity to get the job that you've always really wanted to get, or maybe the job that you really need. So why are you so nervous about it? This should be a really exciting time. Hey guys, my name's Justin, and today I want to teach you how to approach a job interview with confidence so that you can sell yourself and really put your best foot forward. I'm going to cover 3 sections in this video. The first one is pre-interview prep, the second one is actually at the interview, and the third is how to deal with nerves. Okay, so section 1, pre-interview prep. Okay, so you might be thinking, what should I wear to the interview? Go and have a look online. Check out their website, have a look on LinkedIn, and see how their people dress. When you get to the interview, you want to strike up as good a relationship as possible with the people. What's going to set you apart from the other people interviewing for the job is how much they liked you. And if you are able to dress the same as they are dressing, that is going to be a huge win. So go and do some research. Also, you might be thinking, oh well, I'll just dress like my normal self because being myself should be good enough. Believe me, for some companies, being yourself is good enough, and for others it's really not. You do have to actually wear a suit, or you really should dress down for some companies. Another really important thing to do before the interview is having a look at how the business actually works. Where does their revenue come from? Does 70% of it come from advertising? Does 30% come from subscribers? How do they work? When you walk into a conversation with another person, how often do you just sit and talk about yourself? It doesn't really work very well. When you go into a conversation and you can ask the other person about them, or you can speak about them, that's going to make them feel much more important, and the conversation is going to go a whole lot better. And it's exactly the same with an interview. If you can go into an interview and you can know a whole lot of stuff around the company, also about your own work that you've done, but also being able to actually speak about their company, that's going to make a massive difference. And again, it's going to set you apart from all the other people in the interview. Go there with conversation topics prepared in your mind so that when you speak to them, you can just rattle off numbers about their business. You can really show how interested you are in the job and in their business as a whole. That's going to make a great first impression. And you hear this time and time again. A lot of really experienced designers or design managers will say that when they interview candidates, the biggest mistake a lot of designers make is talking just about design and completely ignoring the whole business model that's keeping the whole company alive. You can put yourself at a huge advantage if you just know a little bit about their business, who their competitors are, and maybe some of their most recent milestones. Like for example, when I interviewed at the Financial Times recently, when I went to the interview, I knew that they had recently passed the 1 million subscriber mark. If you can come with similar knowledge in your back pocket and you can just talk about that comfortably, it's going to do a whole lot for the energy in the room and make an even better first impression for yourself. Before your interview, you'll also want to write down a whole bunch of questions and conversation points. You might not need to remember all of them when you get into the interview, but it would be great to have them fresh in your mind. Again, it shows your interest in the company, it shows that you've really thought about the position and you're not just taking a chance. One question as a designer, you might ask the business, where do you spend most of your time? Is it in research or is it in production mode? And that'll give you a pretty good idea of the environment within the company and how they like to approach design. And the last bit of interview prep that you'll want to do, and probably one of the most important, is to remember all the names of the people who are going to be at your interview. It really comes down to making a killer first impression. Again, what's going to set you apart from all the other guys interviewing for that job? How much do they like you? If you can remember their names, that's going to make a big difference. And that takes us into the next stage, which is when you're actually at the interview. So, first tip there is don't arrive early. It just forces your interviewers to rush. And then also when you're actually interviewing, don't go over that say 1 hour interview time, unless everyone in the room is okay to do it. It just shows a lack of professionalism. And when it comes to talking through your work, definitely be very prepared. Think about every possible question they're going to ask. Don't just have a couple of Photoshop or sketch files open. Have those, have your user testing reports, have any prep work, have sketchbooks, have even browser tabs and prototypes open. Have it all. Don't whip it all out of your bag at once and be like, ta-da, I've got all of this stuff. But let the interviewers know, I have all of my process here in case you'd like to have a look. Sometimes they don't really need to have a look, they won't want to, and sometimes they'll say, yeah, sure, let's have a look, let's have a chat through it. And when you're talking through your work as well, be aware of how you're coming across. Take it slow, don't rush, definitely make time for questions, and clearly articulate your thought process, why you made certain decisions. Something really important for designers is to be great communicators and to be excellent collaborators. If you can clearly explain your reasons for making decisions, that's going to help a lot. So take your time, talk through your work slowly, and definitely pause for questions and invite discussion. Ultimately, what you want is to build a solid relationship in that interview. Create discussions, create meaningful conversations, and give them a little taster of what you're like in the workplace and how you would normally have conversations around your designs, because that's really what they want to see. And the next section is a really important one, and I think that a lot of people really struggle with. And this is around dealing with nerves, either ahead of the interview or during the interview. And so I've put this into its own category. You might be nervous ahead of your interview, thinking that the interviewers are just there to shoot you down or to judge you or to hate on you. It's really, really not like that. If you think about it from the interviewer's perspective, they're busy professionals, they've got a ton of stuff on their plate, and even more importantly, they've got a whole bunch of design work that needs to get done. That's why they're hiring, or that's why they want to hire you. They need someone to come in and help do the work. So they're definitely not there to shoot you down. Even the fact that they've booked in an interview with you, that means that they already want you. Somewhere along the line, they've come across your CV, your portfolio, or your website, or your profile on Dribbble, and they've called you in for an interview. They want you already. All they want to know is that you're a good culture fit for them and they can get along with you. All you have to do is go in there, bring your best self, bring that positive energy to the room, and show them that, yes, I'm here. I'm the guy that you want to hire. Channel that nervous energy into excitement. Get excited. Think, I'm going there to get the job. Don't go crazy and be over the top, but bring that positivity, bring your best self, and have that great conversation, build that relationship with them. Another way to think about your interview is kind of like dating. And you might think this is funny, but hear me out. So think about when a guy or girl in your life has ever played hard to get and you were interested. It made you want them more, right? And then think about another time where maybe someone that you kind of wanted just got really desperate and really clingy. How'd that make you feel? You probably ran the other way screaming. And so interviews are pretty similar like this. If you go to an interview and you're all desperate and you're just throwing yourself at them, you're probably going to put the interviewer off. Now that's not to say that you should go to the interview and be all arrogant, like you don't care. Like you definitely need to go and you need to sit up straight, bring your energy, bring your best self and be positive. But don't be desperate. They want you already. All you have to do is go in there, bring your best self, and job done. They'll take you. So interviewing is really pretty similar in that way. So next time when you're on the interview, whether it's in person or over the phone, consciously think about how you're conducting yourself. And remember that they want you. And even though you might really, really need the job, and deep down inside you're really desperate because you've got a family to feed, or there's something really big that you really need this job, keep it inside of you. It's not going to help to be desperate. Go in there, bring your best self, bring that energy and that positivity, and show them, I am your guy. You want to hire me. So those are my top interview tips. I've learned them in my career. They've worked for me, and I hope that they work for you too. Let me know if you have a success story. I recently helped a designer who was stuck in London for over 2 months. She couldn't get a job. Had a Skype call with her and I gave her a bunch of tips, and actually on Tuesday she called me back and she said, Justin, man, I got the job. Like, she's got this family back home that she needs to support, and I was just so happy to hear that. Whether that was through my tips or not, I'm not sure, but I like to think that I played some part in her getting that job and making her future possible. So hit subscribe if you want to get more videos like this in the future, and until next time, I will see you later. Bye.